So it turns out that grasshoppers, like many insects, actually have 5 eyes. They have the 2 large compound eyes, one on either side of the head, and 3 much smaller simple eyes called ocelli, which means little eyes in Latin, located somewhere on the head, usually between and or above the antenna. And you can actually see one of those ocelli right there between the antenna. That is a simple eye on the head of this grasshopper. Let's talk about insect ocelli. So unlike an insect's compound eyes, which provide relatively high resolution color vision, the ocelli, these simple eyes of insects, and you can see the 3 ocelli on the top of the head of this Polistes wasp, provide information only about light and dark. They act kind of like a photometer, and that is they measure light levels relative to one another, but provide no information about the color of the world. Instead, research suggests that the ocelli play at least 2 really important roles for the insects that have them. The first is for flying insects, and I should say, ocelli are much more common in flying insects than non-flying insects. And that's because the ocelli assist in the orientation of a flying insect relative to the horizon. Because if you think about it, when a flying insect is flying over the ground, even on a cloudy day, it's going to be brighter above the insect than below. Those ocelli monitor that relative brightness so that when the insect tilts one way or another, or forward or backward, it can still understand where it is in relation to the horizon, the ground. So studies have shown that when you cover up the ocelli, a bee or a wasp that gets blown to the side or tilts has trouble reorienting itself relative to the light-dark horizon. And the second major function of an insect's ocelli are to provide information about day length. And day length resets things like circadian rhythms, the behavioral patterns of an animal throughout the day, in addition to changes in behavior with the seasons, like the onset of mating behavior and the onset of hibernation behavior. These are all behaviors that are mediated by day length, and day length is monitored by the insect's ocelli.